You've already won me over in spite of me. And don't go. Head over feet. I forgot the words that were the title. How's everybody doing? Let us know you're here. I put the camera on the other side. You don't know what that means, so that I could hit this without covering up the camera lens. So hi.
Oh, interesting.
But let us know you're here in the chat. We're gonna hang out just for a little bit. I just had my curry burrito. If you were in the gaming stream we were just guesting on, you know what that means. Also, it's not important what that means. So. But,
I had sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Alanis, what's up, Mario?
Hey,
and
Mario.
How have you been, my friend?
Love Alanis.
Everything going good, man?
Swimmingly.
I
don't know what that means. I guess like fluidly.
Yes.
Or something.
Swimmingly.
So,
means good. The engine is nice and oiled and moving.
This week has been like busy, but like a normal kind of busy. So like not a whole lot of like crazy stuff to talk about. We saw a few movies.
We did see some movies.
Once again, like thanks to like this is nothing special. This week wasn't like premieres or anything like special like that we were at. I don't know if it's available in other places at this rate or whatever, but in LA, the AMC A-list is like $20 and like lets you see like
3 movies a week.
So it's like you can potentially see like over a dozen movies or something. Anyway, so it helps us like see stuff without like breaking the bank because we broke. But anyway,
the bank been done, bro.
Mario saying feeling great, got a new computer built and rocking the live streams in HD 4K recording. Oh, nice. Excited to have more great guests and make them look Hollywood.
Dude, 4K looks real crispy.
4K is streaming too. That's crazy. That's like huge bandwidth.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're doing a PC since you had it built. But Michael, what's up? Good evening. Level Geeks, 1 a.m. Can't sleep. Oh well.
We're here for you.
Sorry you can't sleep, but glad you can hang.
We're hanging for a little bit.
Yeah, so we just finished up some Jackbox with Boss Level 8, and we got a loaded week coming up. So last week we met up with some friends that just moved to town, and shot around some like pre-production like video ideas and stuff, and we actually got a little bit of recording done on the new song, finally, and
got it arranged at least,
and a lot of good stuff there. We saw Rocket Man.
Yeah, Rocket Man was pretty good actually.
And then we saw Godzilla twice. So
I wasn't sure about Rocket Man at first. Like I didn't know what I was getting into basically, because it was like based off of a fantasy.
Yeah.
So I was like, is this gonna be his life or is this gonna be something like way embellished? You know,
both.
And it ended up being both.
It's his embellished life, which we were actually talking to Boss of Late before about this. Like, I like that no matter where the movie goes, if it's like supposed to be more accurate or supposed to be like more fantasy, at the beginning they just establish like this is the lens you're going to see it through.
Yeah.
And without giving away too much, like it basically starts off with like this is how Elton remembers it, and he even says like not necessarily how it was, but just like how he felt. And I don't know. I love all the surrealism. There was a couple. The beginning kind of had some scenes from LA that like.
Yeah.
It was weird to see because since we've been here long enough now, we recognize some of the places, and it's wild to like kind of see it like 30, 40 years ago or even longer than decades ago, you know, like Mario, about the bandwidth. I may have been within the 19 gigs for the month and the 1,024 gig limit, a terabyte for May. And here I thought 20 to 30 gigs a month was a lot on the phone. Whoa, you're streaming from your phone. Holy moly. 2 a.m. Michael. Hey, Snow Girl on Mixer, thank you for joining us. We're just hanging out.
Catching up with y'all.
So, this week we have a writing session with our friend Flo, who we haven't seen in a long time.
I know,
and
right?
we're finishing up a song that we had like left hanging like a couple of years ago. This year has been about working on our stuff, but also tying up all these songs that we started writing with other friends that we either haven't seen in a while or didn't connect with.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have all this stuff done and out, or at least get like being worked.
Yeah.
Or shopped.
Snow Girl, thanks for the follow. Also, you said on Saturday. I don't know what that means. Is it Saturday where you are? I don't think anything's that behind. But and where else? We're meeting up with Mike from Tiny Sponsor.
Yeah.
What else is happening? There's other things. We have our stream on Friday. So
Probably.
Mario says, y'all going to Vid Summit in the fall. Okay, so here's the thing. We never plan on being at Vid Summit, but sometimes we like show up like last year Patreon had an after party, and Patreon's been like really good to us, and so like we end up there and stuff. But Vid Summit's one of those things that like unless we're like speaking or involved in, we've never spoken there, so I'm not saying that we have, but like if we were, that probably the main reason we're there. It's just not like our taste, but it's from way here it's a pretty good convention. So Snowgirl, people will be mean to me on Xbox One. Oh, sorry to hear that. The internet is a weird place, but we won't be mean here, at least like not seriously, like just hanging out. Sometimes we give each other shit. But so welcome to everybody that's on Facebook, YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch. If you don't know, we're live streaming on an app called, or a tool called MobCam from MobCrush. They let us simulcast to all 4 platforms at the same time, as well as MobCrush on their own side.
That's right. So we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer all at the same time.
And even though last Friday we didn't stream because we found out like Sam wasn't even in the office or whatever, this Friday we're supposed to be. So haven't figured out. I think I need to email him guest ideas. So I don't have to talk to him about that. But we'll probably be streaming this Friday. Mario, Patreon. I just launched my account yesterday for the podcast. Have you ever tested Patreon versus YouTube donations? We've never, so we don't qualify for YouTube donate. Well, YouTube join, is that what you're talking, the memberships thing? Like, we have YouTube, like, Super Chat and stuff.
Thank you, Brandon.
Oh, thank you, Brandon, for the Super Chat.
Also, sorry about that streaming earlier.
But Patreon has always been, like, very good to us. They've listened to us. We've had problems, like, glitches with our Patreon account, and they fixed it, like, in 20 seconds just with us, like, talking to them and everything. So, it was good. Mario, Mixer, thoughts? It's one of the destinations like Twitch I'm thinking of testing. Is it only for games? No, because we're on there right now. It's new. We're on it because the folks over MobCrush said that we should like dive into it. So to be honest, we haven't done as well as we should, but we're open to like new stuff. And if you want to try it out, like while streaming your other things, you can sign up for it and then connect it with MobCrush or MobCam. Also, MobCam or MobCrush is now available. If you're running PC, MobCrush is available as a plugin for OBS, I think, or Streamlabs? OBS.
I know both.
So you can look it up on there, and then you can do your normal stream, but also stream to like Mixer as well, you know. Mario's it's sold. I'll have to set that up tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a good tool to use.
Remind me, because I think we might have a referral link.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Too. So remind me. I'll send you that link, and then if you're going to sign up for it anyway, I'll give us a little. I don't even know what the kickback is, but they told us we have a referral link. So.
Yeah, Brandon.
Sorry about laptop.
Was having a hard time with his laptop in the stream earlier. We were playing Jackbox.
Yeah. And
that's like a weekly ritual. So sorry you weren't able to make all that happen, man.
Mario said, know if they're going to integrate with Wirecast Pro. I don't know. I know there's a lot of like comparisons with Wirecast because we used to use Wirecast, or comparisons internally but I don't actually know what their plans are with things. I think they're mainly a plug-in on OBS because it's the easiest way to be on Windows or whatever. But they also have a desktop app for Mac if you have a Mac that's really new. So if you try it out, like test it first.
Yeah.
What's up, Yellow Spandex?
Yo.
We got to figure out, speaking of being busy, we got to figure out when we're going to record this week's podcast, because usually we record like earlier in the week for like later. And this week, there's like 4 things happening tomorrow night, and I don't know if the schedule's going to work out. So we'll have to figure out this week, because then every other night like gets crazy too. So we'll figure something out. Debbie, what's up? How you doing? Oh, we're way from Australia. We have like every like quadrant of the world. I don't even know.
Right.
Talking about
what's up, Dex?
The globe. Hey, Dex. We were just talking about you. Dex was at a pre-screening of Ma. I think. Did I get that movie right?
You were at Ma.
We were just talking about how we probably won't see it, but it looks interesting. I love Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, just scary movies in general. I don't necessarily go watch, but if I'm brought to one or show up and it happens to be horror, then I'll watch it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't like go out and try to watch horror movies, but I'll watch them. What's up, Mario?
But yeah, I'm trying to think. Do we have a calendar here this week? gets. Just take a look here. Oops. So oh yeah, 2-Bit Circus we'll be at for their beta night. We're gonna meet our buddies over at Smosh, Flow, Mob Crush. So yeah,
Crowd me.
yeah. So
This is a full week coming up.
be crazy. Mario, any more secret parties you're going to somewhere nearby and warm? What's your next event you're thinking of going to, speaking at? Honestly, don't know. We were just at Digital Hollywood, and it's kind of a joke now that like it's a tradition that we end up speaking at it even if we're not scheduled. And that's what happened last time. But it was a lot of fun. Like we always enjoy it. I don't know. I think the next convention that I'm thinking of that's on our calendar is VidCon. We still don't have plans for it, but we just end up there every year. We're definitely not speaking, not that I know of. I mean, that's a way big like convention. But our friend Max is speaking, which is great. He's gonna be on the Less Than Famous panel, which makes me feel really good because Max is a good guy. He's like a really talented creator. If you haven't checked out his channel, it's Max Mariner. If you can't find it, let us know in the comments or message us on Discord and we'll send you a link. But for two reasons. A, he's been working at it really hard a couple years to try to make it to that panel. And second, like a lot of people, at least around us, complain like, oh, Less Than Famous only picks people of like minorities and subcultures and LGBTQ and stuff. Like Max is like a white kid who makes really good content, and he's there. So he mainly does like video essays are probably the easiest way to describe it. But sometimes they're movies, sometimes like they're like video games.
You just have to go check out Max.
My favorite video, if you want to start with something, is his Watchmen video. Yellow Spandex says, there's a new Swamp Thing, definitely borders on horror. Oh, there you go. That makes sense, though. Hey, Awesome Activate, what's up? What's up? Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Good to see you. Yeah, we're just hanging out here. Just kind of recapping, like, things going on, things like, how you doing?
Y'all see Pikachu yet? I thought Pikachu was awesome. We've seen so many movies. We saw Brightburn, and you can check all this, like the full scope of this out at the podcast at Yellow Spandex. But Pikachu was awesome. Brightburn was awesome. I feel like we haven't like seen a dud yet.
No,
Aladdin maybe was like at the lower tier of the movies we've seen, but
I still think like Aladdin was like pretty good for what it was.
Yeah.
It's hard to shake the nostalgia. But Yellow Spandex says, "Did you see Godzilla?"
We saw it twice. So good, we saw it again.
The main part of it is like, so I've seen some really hardcore Godzilla fans, like the ones who know every bit of history, and they hated it. But if you like Godzilla, like if you grew up watching shows, even casually, if you like seeing like monsters and smashing things, this is it. And if you were worried, if you were one of the people that didn't like the 2014 Godzilla because you felt like you didn't get to see him fast enough, don't worry about that. This one, it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes of a third act CGI battle, but it's awesome. Like I loved every minute of it. Dex said, ending of Pikachu is weird. See, I called the ending like halfway through just because of the way they set it up, but I think that was on purpose. It's supposed to be for kids to be able to figure out,
right?
But also like adults to be like, oh, okay, that was a nice little twist, you know? Like,
it was interesting enough. I think if they would have went like even further and made it stupider, or like it was enough cheese for me to be like, oh, that was kind of cool. Yeah. I dig that. Yeah, and I feel like the kids really dug it. Without the kids, I don't know if it would have been as good, you know.
So I was trying to think, like this week, we're going to finish up songwriting sessions. In the middle of the week, we're going to go visit our friends over at Smosh. There's something specific happening, but I want to ask them if it's okay if we vlog it or share it with you, because I don't know the details of it, and I don't want to like go over certain boundaries. Like we can definitely talk about the overall experience, but there's a couple details I want to ask them about before we talk about exactly what's happening. But I'm so excited. Either way, patrons and Discord people, you got like we always talk about everything there.
Oh yeah.
But if we're allowed to talk about it like in the main things, then we're gonna ask them first, and then we'll fill you in by this time next week, if not sooner. But I'm personally so excited, like so excited. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a cool, creative filled week.
Yeah.
Of things.
I really want to finish that song with Flow. We also did a Christmas song with Flo.
Oh yeah, we did Joy to the World / First Noel.
You guys check that out if you're feeling Christmassy.
Oh, and also like all of our out of town friends are in town
right now at the same time, and it's all happening tomorrow. They're like, we got hit up by everybody.
So we're gonna do that. We're gonna probably hang out with Tiny Sponsor tomorrow night.
Yeah, Tiny Sponsor.
Or tomorrow early evening before the evening
other stuffs.
And then I don't know. I'm hoping I gotta see. I don't know what our evening plans are with our out of town friends. If they want to go kind of a little late or not. If not, then we'll have time to do a podcast. But we haven't seen Jamie and Julie in like a couple of years now.
It's been a while.
Be interesting. Oh, there are also a couple musicians. Man,
so you have to check out Sweet Lita.
I will say these guys like have had so much growth in the ways that bands should grow. Because honestly, when they started, I know like locally there's like buzz and stuff, but you know, outside people coming in are like, okay, it's fine, you know, whatever, nothing to write home about. But then like fast forward like a year or two, and those guys are killing it. Like Julie is like a hell of a front woman, and
Jamie, like I remember, man, this has got to be probably 10 years ago now. Jamie let me use his bass amp, and as a bass player, you don't let other bass players use your gear, because especially young kids, because they don't know how to dial it in. They always end up blowing the speakers. But Jamie like trusted me, and I used his stuff, and from today, like 10 years later, I still remember that day. And he's always been kind, so he's like a super awesome dude.
But I think what else? Oh, personal note for anybody that cares, I'm 2 stages away from finishing the gauntlet on Mortal Kombat 11. So I don't know if anybody here plays Mortal Kombat 11, but the people in the Mortal Kombat 11 Facebook group knows how big of a deal that is, because that is a effing hard tower time. But you get a great reward for it. I'm not going to say what it's on here, because some of you who want to play it may not have played it, and he hasn't played story mode yet, and telling you what you get at the end of the gauntlet spoils the story. Oh. So, but it's a huge thing. It's one of the biggest like items you can get in the game, and I know it's kind of pointless, but I love the game so much that like this is. It's not that it's becoming easy; it's becoming really effing hard. But like, I'm hoping like it looks like it's going to be too simple, and I'm like, oh, they're going to do something. Before we left to come to the stream, I was trying to play through a little bit. The last level I was at, it was a match with every modifier activated. So many modifiers were activated that my system would crash just trying to render like the graphics. So that's fun. So in addition to all the crazy stuff and just like super crazy slow gameplay and stuff, but I don't know, it's still the rewards. I'm just waiting for it.
I'm only like 1/3 of the way through the first pack of DLC content on Breath of the Wild, which is the sword trials. There's 3 trials. There's like an easy and a medium and a hard. That's not the names of them, but that's basically what it is. I've finished the easy, but I still haven't done the medium or the hard yet. And all of this just to like strengthen my sword. So it's like
sounds sexual.
Super. I'm totally into it, but and then there's the next pack. The second pack is the Champions Ballad. I haven't even started that yet. Oh man, but Breath of the Wild has been like my favorite game for a while now.
I think what else? Like, we haven't picked yet what we're gonna play on Friday's live stream. A retro game. Does anybody have any nominations here? Because we haven't like set it in stone yet with Mob Crush. We have a Retron, so we can play NES.
Ooh. While we're at boss level 8s, maybe I'll raid his NES bin.
We have NES, Sega, and Super Nintendo. We played Captain America and the Avengers. We played Dragon Spirit. And what else?
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, there's still the Nintendo Online that we can
That's
run
true.
through as well.
Actually, I wouldn't be opposed to trying to continue Ninja Gaiden, because like all the cinematic stuff and everything.
Renchen.
What's up? How you doing? It's been a while. Yeah, good to see you.
What's up, dude?
We always appreciate everybody's like hanging out. Also, I forgot to mention, we need to check this out. So YouTube gave us a new function on our account that not everybody has yet. I don't know why they gave it to us necessarily, but if you want to try it out, it's called Super Stickers. It helps support us, but also is like a kind of a fun way to it's kind of a fun way to interact with the chat and support us and everything. But don't feel obligated. It's just something we tested last week and found some stuff. We sent the feedback back to Mob Crush, and they're going to work on some stuff. But wow, so I just checked on our stream. There's a YouTube survey right at the beginning. And it keeps saying, remember to live chat. Okay. Yeah, so those are on there. I think they appear like on the side or something. I don't know, wherever the chat stuff is. So
I like how there's just this like little part of ceiling.
Oh yeah. We have this like tiny tripod that's actually really cool. We just did like a little dealy, these guys. Okay, so it's not on mobile, it looks like, but if you're on desktop, you can see the super stickers. Oh, they're not available in your area. Okay, gotcha. So that's another thing. They might not be in every region just yet. So
crazy.
It's, man, like e-commerce type things are like, it's crazy from everybody's like requirements and stuff. But Mario, if you're still here, like with Patreon, just from experience, because we've used it more, like I think I really love Patreon, and they care about the creators and stuff. And Jack is like the most amazing guy. He shouldn't be so talented at so many things. He's a CEO, he's a musician, he's a filmmaker. Like it's too many things to be like so talented at.
That and like going to the actual Patreon, like their headquarters, stuff like that. Like all their employees, like they're so passionate about what they're doing, and you can just tell being in the room with them, you know. Mm-hmm. So I love that company. And I love what they do for us too.
I don't think what else, like, yeah, not this week because it's crazy, or maybe if we have time this week or something cancels, I'd love to like kind of start tying up the new song.
Yeah.
We want to do like a video and do everything properly, like release like all once, especially now because if you, Brand Channel, I know it's been a while, but we got verified as a music channel, so we have a little music note by our name now, and our channel, if you go into the actual channel, is like organized differently. It's almost all algorithmic now for different songs, like what's charting and stuff. There's a few bugs that I have to like kind of correct and report to YouTube, but they were great, and they switched over our account, and so that kind of focuses our content. We're still going to do, like, when the spirit moves, we'll still be doing some of the content that you guys know. But we definitely want to put a little bit more effort into, like, music videos, because we don't officially have one. And
there's a few people, there's a few directors that are interested in shooting music videos for us. So it's just a matter of time and logistics.
Budget, you know.
Budget. And there's so many things that go into recording and filming,
because even if
these
people work pro bono, the materials and like the other things end up like kind of accumulating costs, and we just want to make sure everybody's taken care of, so they're not taking advantage of anybody. This is one of the reasons we don't have any official music videos on our channel, or because we don't want to, like, we want to do things the right way, so we want to make sure that no one's like taken advantage of. It's some people we know like have like taken advantage of people to like get content like that, so we'd rather like be able to sleep at night, have good content, but also make sure like we did it right. So I don't know, it'll be happening, but hopefully I would love for it to be with this song, because this is probably one of the chillest but like catchiest things we've written, and I'm really looking forward to
real
like
vibey,
the finished product.
I am too, actually.
So that, and I think it'd be a good follow-up to Wrong Things, Right People. I know Give Up was in the middle there, but that was a little bit like our LA anniversary and the closing of the album and stuff, an acquired taste. However, it seems like a lot more, you guys are just, people in general, are really relating with that song Give Up, because I think the numbers are like way better on it than Wrong Things, Right People. Not the Wrong Things, Right People are bad numbers, like the Give Up, man, like, and everybody has a different line that's their favorite.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because
I was hoping that would happen.
Which is interesting because, like, I mean, obviously, I wrote this song, so like I poured like everything I was feeling into this and like lyrically and everything. But like, so I was hoping that it'd be received well, but I didn't think it was going to be something that people related with so much, and should have known better because this is the second time it's happened. There was another song called "Hang On" that I did for one of my solo albums, and actually, look at a little story since we have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
When we were recording the rest of that EP, the producer Richie Rubini, who produced my 2 solo albums, we were in the studio. We had recorded, I think, everything else, and he was like, "So, is there anything else that you had like you want to do?" And I was like, "Not really." I mean, he's like, "But you always have songs, blah blah." And I was like, he kind of go back and forth for a while, and then finally I was like, "Well, there's this thing that like I've been playing to myself because at that time I was like a little bit of a darker place, and I was like, it's not really a song. It's just like, because for me, like music is like very therapeutic. It's like company, like I don't know, like so." It was like there's this little thing that I just kind of played to myself, but I don't really consider it a song. So I played like this first section of it that I guess what turned into like verses and chorus. And he was like, "We're gonna record that right now." So I think, if I'm not mistaken, no click or anything. We just recorded it, and there was something about the air of it. Like, and I hate like self-congratulating, but like I'm proud of everything we've done and I've done. But that song, we went back to listen to it the other day, and I was like, there was like an air to it, and a lot of people were related with it, and I'm glad. I just didn't expect it, and Give Up was the same way. But Debbie says Give Up is always in my head, hopefully in a good way. To be honest, when I'm feeling low sometimes, like, or I don't know, like the negativity starts like creeping in, like that the beginning of that hook comes in, you're like, I'm giving up on giving up. There's just, it's hard to explain, like, well, you know, that trailer for the movie Yesterday, where like the guy wakes up in a world that the Beatles didn't exist, and like the songs kind of come through him. I feel like something similar, like Give Up almost doesn't feel like it came like from me. It felt like it was out here, and then I just like was like a lightning rod, no pun intended, like a conduit, you know, for it, and just kind of like
A filter.
siphoned in, you know. From there, I was just like listening to wherever it came from, and then, you know, it got there. I think that's a lot of it. Like, we have so much noise in our head that like we don't like, you know, kind of like let go and focus on that. Then Debbie says yes in a great way. Awesome. And it was another reason I didn't think it was gonna relate so much was it's a weird song as far as like arrangement and execution.
That was a fun one to make, though.
Also, I mean, some people that I showed it to early on were like,
Yo,
"Oh, really?
yo.
You want to go that weird way?" Mike, what's up?
What's up, Mike? We're just talking about Tiny Sponsor.
Yeah, we're hopefully gonna see you tomorrow before we head off to our evening plans with our out of town friends. I burped in the middle of it.
This is gonna be a packed week.
Yeah.
Another good one.
But yeah, actually kind of asked. We've asked this before. I want to figure out a way where we can talk about the stories behind songs, but also make it palatable to everyone that's not here already. Because I know some of you want to hear stories behind songs. I talked to Scott Nicewander, and he's like, "I love hearing the stories behind your songs." And I was like, "That's great." The problem is when we put those videos out where we talk about the stories behind our songs, like nobody, like a small percentage, like cares. And also when I'm looking at them, like it wasn't packaged in an interesting way either. So there has to be like a creative, like kind of left of field way to present those things. So I don't know. I mean,
I almost want
ideas.
to do a you know those videos where you see there's like the camera's on this subject, but there's no light on them, so it's just the silhouette, and it's usually like the witness protection people or whatever.
Yeah.
But if it was me sitting in the chair and I'm talking about the song called After Me that we have, and I'm like, it's about, you know, and then like explaining it all, and then it's chopped in a way where it's like hidden who it is, and then at the end you realize it's an RKVC song. That's what I just saw when you were talking about.
Oh, wow.
Like,
see, even something like that, just something that's like
it's an interesting delivery.
Yeah, figure that out. Mexican Moose, what's up? Godzilla.
Godzilla!
Dude, we saw it twice. It's awesome if you like Smashy and Godzilla.
Dude, this was an epic Godzilla movie.
So we said this earlier, but like, you probably like it. So Vince is a really great fan. Like, he's seen most of the movies and grew up with it with his brother. I knew very little except for like what's in mainstream pop culture, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
But I saw some reviews for some people that are hardcore fans, like they know every movie, all the connections, all the different versions of them and stuff, and they hated it. So that might be the minority. Either if you're on either extreme, like if you don't care about Godzilla at all, or you know everything, I think those are the two groups that might not like this movie. But I feel like a lot of people in the middle that love destruction and monsters and kaiju and like that, it's awesome. The CG is awesome. It's
the acting was all right. It wasn't terrible.
You know, but the thing is, like, the human acting sets a very low bar from the beginning. Like, not just in this movie, just like...
Yeah, it's not like
in the history of Godzilla. Like, the first Godzilla movie is just kind of like, we're not really going for the humans here.
No. But it like picks up right after 2014.
Well, 5 years
Godzilla,
after.
Or 5 years after 2014.
But it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. And it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes of like third act CG monster battle.
It's ridiculous how much Godzilla you get in this movie. But for me, as a fan of Godzilla, the biggest thing was seeing these monsters that I'd only previously seen in like 60s, 70s version Godzilla movies. I'm seeing the King Ghidorah like in his glory in in 4K or 8K.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a lot of wallpapers. I know that a lot of people have been saying that, but it's true. Like,
there's such gorgeous moments in this movie.
There's going to be a lot of wallpapers made from this movie.
So Mexican Moose says, I know a fair bit. I just hope each production is better than the last. This one's definitely upped production value from the last one. This one, so there's some people who complain that the 2014 Godzilla didn't show Godzilla enough. It was more about the other monster, the Muto, and I was also treating Godzilla more of like Jaws, like you didn't see him for most of the movie. And then this one, they're like, from literally the first second, they're like, Godzilla! And then it's just Godzilla and all the other monsters.
He is the main dude the entire movie.
But so was like everybody else, because it's like King of the Monsters for a reason. There's a lot of monsters in this, and they did a good job with all of them.
The way they did Rodan, again, like a thing that I never thought I would see like that. And like the way they treated all the monsters in this, Mothra, like, so ridiculous.
Without spoiling like the few things that could be spoiled in this, there's a couple things that like I didn't know because I wasn't that hard of a fan, but like Vincent mentioned like, oh, that was a neat reference, and I looked into the reference and it went even deeper than like he knew, and I was like, that's cool that they put those couple of things in there. It didn't change the story, it just made it so if you already knew about it, it's like, oh, that's really cool, they did that. But then if you didn't know them, it was just like, it's still a cool movie. It was just a passing detail, you know. And also, and it connects with Kong Skull Island.
There's a lot of mentions of that. And also another Titanic or Titanus monster on Skull Island. I saw there was like a clip at the end because, you know, they already had established Kong. And then that clip at the end, because at the very end of the movie, during the credits, there's a bunch of clips that show like news clips and online and like blogs and stuff, picking up all these things that you're seeing like after the math of what you just saw. So like pay attention, and then all the way at the very end there's also a
teaser for a movie that's not the next movie but one that's going to come on later. So Warner Brothers is finally getting a cinematic universe that works.
Yeah,
like the Monsterverse.
This is going to be cool.
Also, the movie was great, but I love the new theme song. It's composed by Bear McCreary, who did the rest of the score. And with guest vocals from Surge from System of a Down, and it's awesome. Like, the lyrics are ridiculous. He's literally just telling the story of Godzilla in the most like not ridiculous, like the most like straightforward. Like, he's a big monster going to the folly of man. Like, it's just like, but I love it. And then it's so big sounding. Like,
that's cool. It's a great song.
It sounds like Godzilla stomping through like a city.
They pulled some of like the old song into the front and the hooks. I love that.
But I don't know. So if you haven't seen Godzilla, see it. It's great.
It's great.
Unless you're such a hardcore fan, you're going to hate all the details. Or if you don't care about it, or if you don't like destruction action sci-fi movies, then don't see it. But
Yeah.
everybody in between, I think you're gonna like it. And maybe the only other group of people is if you're expecting like the best human acting on Earth, not this movie.
No.
But even so, this still wasn't that bad. It was probably the best of the Godzilla movies as far as the human acting.
Oh
but,
God, yeah.
But still, like,
there's been some stinkers.
But they haven't changed the way we think of the human acting in Godzilla movies. We'll put it that way.
And it doesn't have what was it? Metallica doing a song for Godzilla this time around.
Ooh, when did Metallica do a theme song?
They did one. I think it was 2000. 2000?
2000?
Yeah.
Was that after the '98 Godzilla?
Possibly. Is 2000 or 2004? I can't remember which one.
Because in '98, there was a Godzilla movie that starred Matthew Broderick, and it was Robert Plant, I think. No, was it Jimmy Page or Robert Plant with Puff Daddy? Did a song.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm trying to see what movie that song was from.
We have something in the chat.
Oops.
Oh, Brandon, thanks for the other super chat.
Green Day is on the '98 one.
Cake Stink Breath. Is that the name of the song? I actually haven't listened to the whole Godzilla album from '98. I only know that one song. My little brother bought the single. He loved it, and I was like, oh, I hate this. Jimmy Page. Okay, that makes sense. Because it was basically a sample of Kashmir with Puff Daddy rapping over it.
The '98 one? Yes, I definitely remember that one.
Oh, wait, it's Brains 2. Okay, Brains 2. Yeah, that makes sense.
Can't remember what it is.
Mothra was gorgeous in this movie. I mean, all the characters, but like Mothra, it was like so regal. Like, I don't know. I loved it. And sound design was like really, really good.
It was dope.
Oh, Brandon says I can get super stickers on mobile. Cool. I just didn't see him on there going through the other account, but
Must be in your area.
we also haven't like looked on the user side very much, because the crappy thing is you have to like access it on somebody else's account. I mean, like, be from your account to the other one, and since not everybody else has it, like, we can't go to someone else's account to see it because we don't know who else has it. But
I can't find it. I'll probably find it later and be like, oh shit.
Let's see what the last thing. But let's see. Gotcha. Okay, so we're probably gonna wrap up here. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you this week. So busy, but at the very least, we'll see you Friday for gaming at Mob Crush.
Yeah.
And
then back here Sunday.
Yeah, just to hang out, and let us know game ideas for Friday, and we'll see if we can pull it off.
And where you can do that is in our Discord.
Mm-hmm. If you know where our Discord is, go to the About section of our YouTube page, and you'll see the link there. You can join it. We talk about everything there. But I think that's it. So thanks for hanging out. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this later, a circle's popping up here asking you to subscribe. If you haven't already for some reason, you should do that. And then the bottom halves of our faces are being covered up by videos that the algorithm thinks that you'd enjoy. Let us know if it's right. But anyway, Brandon said you cut your hand.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Jeez,
anyway,
man.
As always, don't forget to do the wrong things
With the right people.
Bye, everybody.